Today's video is sponsored by Josephine Muriuki, a true patriot and a Kenyan nationalist at heart. Stand by for debrief in 3, 2, 1. Now that it has become apparent that Kimani Ichungwa will not survive for much longer as majority leader, the question becomes, who will Ruto pick to replace him? That's what I want us to look into in this video, and with no further ado, let's get after it. Now, my first option for majority leader, which I also believe should be Ruto's first option if he's a wise man, will shock many. And that option is a one senior advocate, Babu Owino. And I'll give you two good reasons why Ruto would stand to benefit if he chose Babu Owino as the new National Assembly majority leader. Reason number one, Ruto thought all along that by acquiring Raila Odinga, that will earn him favor with the youth, but it didn't work. He also thought that by giving George Ruto money kupumbaza the Gen Z with disco buses called Mood and so on, that'll do the trick, but it never worked. So the last desperate trick that Ruto can use, and it'll probably work, it's making Babu Owino the new majority leader. That is a move that will be celebrated by all comrades in university. That is a move that will be rubber stamped by many who are below the age of 30, i.e. the Gen Zs, and it could probably give the president an uptick in approval rating, the same kind of uptick he's seen with his support for Harambee Stars. Whatever Harambee Stars did, the acquisition of Babu Owino as National Assembly majority leader could even double that uptick. Now, the second reason why Babu Owino is a good option for President Ruto. We all know that Ruto and Raila have very keen interest in Nairobi, sababu kuna deals wanapiga na kuna vile wanakulia kwa hii county ya Nairobi. And for their eating to continue, they need Johnson Sakaja to stay in office. And what better way to get Johnson Sakaja to stay in office than by getting rid of his opponents? Tim Wanyonyi already has self-eliminated. He has gone to Bungoma. He wants to become governor of Bungoma. Sakaja has been left with Babu Owino, and Sakaja can never defeat Babu Owino. This is a cursed city. Everybody is one term. So just by history alone, Sakaja amemalizwa. The best way to keep Sakaja there is to give Babu Owino the National Assembly majority leader, a position that is so lucrative that Babu Owino cannot say no. And eventually munabaki na huyo mtu wenu Sakaja, so that Sakaja either wins unopposed or he wins opposed by nobodies. Either way, it's a win-win situation. So from where you sit, those are the two reasons why Ruto, if he's a smart guy, uzuri ya Ruto ni moja tu, he doesn't take any advice from anyone, he takes advice from himself. If I were to advise the president, I would have told him, you go for Babu Owino and 2027 will be not necessarily locked, but you'll have a very good chance. Any other option is not an important option. It'll be an inconsequential option, and let me just walk you through those other options that the president is likely going to look at, but they won't help him in terms of adding votes to his basket. Option number two, we have one Junet Mohammed. Junet Mohammed is a leader who can give Ruto full control of the house. Why so? Because he's respected and this is his third term in office. You know, that's why it's good to go for seasoned leaders when it comes to house leadership. Mtu ambaye amekaa hapo for so long, by default of the years they've been there, they are naturally respected. That means it's easier for you to pass your finance bills. It's easier for you to pass your unpopular bills and amendments. It is easier for you to impeach whoever you want to impeach. Sababu huyu ni mtu akienda aseme 1, 2, 3, people will listen. But this same cooperation that Junet will get with his caucus, Junet cannot do that for the president with the electorate. Remember, elections, it is only 2 years from now. Anything you do as a candidate towards 2027 should be done with the thought of re-election, not procedures. Procedures right now have been thrown out of the window. And that is why you are seeing Joho in government. That is why you are seeing Oparanya in government. What is their track record? They have none. But because the president was desperate for numbers, he onboarded them. Onboarding Junet as majority leader will not help you get re-elected. It will only help you have an easy time in the National Assembly. Sad, but it's true. Now, the third distant option is Otiende Amolo. He's an advocate that has represented quite a number of people in court, including Raila Odinga in 2017 when Maraga nullified Uhuru's win. So in terms of house procedures and understanding complex amendments and proposals that come before the house, Otiende Amolo is brilliant. But again, he can't get even a fly elected as MCA. So if Ruto wants to win in 2027 and maintain his poster boy Sakaja in Nairobi, the only option that makes sense is Babu Owino. And like I said, fortunately for all of us as Kenyans, Ruto doesn't listen to anyone else other than himself. So hata hii leakage itampita tu. So mtu asinikasirikia aseme why am I giving leakage, haitaingia kwa akili ya hawa watu. Anyway, here's today's ad of the day. If you're in need of electrical wiring, solar installation or electrical fittings such as strip lights, snake lights, downlighters or chandeliers, contact Engineer Wycliffe at 0707 476602 and he'll get your house dapped up. And with that, if you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula. Hit the subscribe button, you're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.